Okay, I'm going to start off with this. You are the world's most successful music producer. How does that make you feel?
Makes you feel good. It always feels good to be hopefully doing what you do and have it accepted.
When you were a little boy growing up, did you ever imagine that this is what your life would be like?
No, no.
Who inspired you?
Well, Duke Ellington, Count Basie, Louis Armstrong, Charlie Parker, Miles Davis, Dizzy Gillespie, Billy Eckstine, and Ray Charles, who at that time, we were kids together in Seattle. I met him when I was 14, he was 16. So Ray's been not only a great friend, but a tremendous inspiration. He taught me how to write music in Braille when I was 14. And he's been an incredible inspiration as a human being and as a musician.
Then she asked him about one of his most famous colleagues, Michael Jackson.
Through watching Michael from Off the Wall to Bad, I've noticed a change, obviously appearance-wise. But to me, I don't think he's weird. I look at him and I think he's eccentric, and that's truly what intrigues me about him.
Right. And that's just what Michael is, you know. He's if you look at his background, it may not even be considered eccentric, because I remember we went to his home one day, of many days, and there's, you know, from 13 to 30 people outside of his gate every day. I said, Michael, doesn't that seem strange to you? Does it? How do you feel about that? He says, it's just normal. He says, it's been like that since I've been 5 years old. So he's come up in a whole world like this since he was a child. That's all he can really relate to is a kind of a world that he creates, you know, with his imagination. And I don't think it's weird at all. You know, I mean, that's the last word I associate with Michael, because I'm around him. He's very grounded. He's very spiritual. He's focused. He's very courteous towards people, and he's kind. He never throws his weight around. And he's fun to be with. You know, to spend 12 months in the studio with, 14 months in the studio with someone is difficult, even if it's the woman you love.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time to spend with somebody.
And finally, Melinda asked about the recovery period of one of the hardest times in his life.
Tell me about your brain operation.
That was in 1974, and an aneurysm is a congenital weakness in the main artery of the brain. And I was lying on the bed, and somehow it just erupted. It was under a lot of stress at the time, you know, with a lot of deadlines and stuff on, and it just blew. And I didn't know what happened. It was the most ungodly pain in the world. And the paramedics came, and they thought it was the heart, and they said, that's just strong as an elephant. And Dr. Georgie, my physician, she said, let's go, I know what it is, and I hope it's not too late. And fortunately, the blood didn't go to my brain. And because usually what happens, like what happened with Bruce Lee, you know, it erupts and it floods the brain, and they can save your body, but the brain is gone, and you're a vegetable. So I just thank God that it wasn't my time. And then they saw one on the other side when they were in there, and they made me come back in a month and a half later and went in again. And I didn't think I'd make that the second time, because it's a very dangerous operation to go in your head.
So did you say to yourself, I'm going to get through this, or did you say?
No, the second time I didn't think I was going to make it. In the middle, I just got crazy. I overate and was very restless and full of anxiety and really freaked out, really, you know. But you know what? The sunshine has come in and wiped all the darkness away. And it's okay.
Are you happy?
Oh, the happiest I've ever been in my whole life.
Oh, that was